Alright, another pack review. This is a hunting pack, which I don't really have much for hunting content on my channel. I'm not sure, I might start filming hunts at some point. Haven't quite gotten there yet, but I figured it'd be valuable to throw up a review of this pack because there aren't many out there. There's not a ton of, third-party information outside of, the company media. There is a little bit in the chat rooms about these packs. So, anyways, yeah, this is Wilderness Pack Specialties. They're out of Oregon. A couple years ago, I wanted a new hunting pack. Kind of went down the rabbit hole of researching packs, and boy, it's overwhelming. The number of options are pretty incredible, and there are so many high quality, really well thought out packs in the hunting industry. So it can be difficult to narrow it down. I was kind of looking at, budget, something in the mid range, not trying to drop, $900,000, whatever. Trying to keep it, under 600, ideally under 500, and this pack fit the bill. It's kind of, medium price point, I guess, but the quality is really nice. Everything's made in the USA. You separate things out with this company between frames and packs, so you have to kind of think of them separate. They have 3 different frames, and then they have a handful of packs that you can put on those frames. So this is the smallest actual pack. This is a day pack. It's called the Reaper. I think the pack itself is, without the frame and hip belt and everything, just the pack is like $240 around there. And it's really nice. It's 500 denier Cordura, 1400 cubic inches. So kind of the perfect day pack. I like it for archery day hunts, especially warmer weather, not carrying a ton of clothing, not really overloaded. Overall pretty just simple setup. So I'll talk about the pack, and then I'll talk about the frames, so you can kind of get an idea on how things work. And this pack has, just for reference, it's been in the field for a few years. I've hunted out of it a ton. They have packed out 3 elk solo and 6 or 7 deer with this thing solo as well. So it's done a lot of meat packing, and spent a lot of days just out hunting as well. So starting out, you have your outer buckles. This one's just to the pack itself if you wanted to secure the top of a rifle or bow. These are coming all the way around the pack, these 2 straps here, and that's going to be for compression and also for adding a rifle or bow to the outside of the pack, which I didn't do much. I think I carried a rifle on the outside a few times that way, but I usually carry my rifle on a slick sling, which is better in my opinion for quick access. But these are heavy-duty straps, heavy-duty buckles. Everything on this is really durable and made to last. So a couple seasons in, this pack's still just it's beat up, but it's not showing it. It can go for who knows how long, as long as I want it to. Start with the inside of this particular pack, and again, this is the day pack. They have big overnight packs, multi-day packs, big large capacity stuff. So here's what you get with this one. When you open it up, you have these 2 pockets that are actually on this flap that comes down, which are nice. I like these for calls, knives, your small stuff goes in there. And then again, you have 2 pockets. I don't know if you can see this, but you have one here and another one going down into the bottom of the pack. So you have 2 more there, and then 2 more on this side. So you have a lot of small compartment storage, which is really nice. I mean, I ended up using those quite a bit. I had flashlights in one, extra batteries, toiletry kit in another one, stuff like that. And then in the main compartment, I would have some clothing, kill kit, you know, basic, just your basic stuff, your day hunting stuff that you're carrying around. And it would fit, you know, a day's worth, no problem. Anything beyond that, not so much. And then you also have two side pockets. So you have this side where you can put a bottle of water or a spotting scope. It's a long pocket, works well with a scope, spotting scope that way. And then you can also put the tripod on the outside using these buckles. That's a good way to go. And then you have another long pocket on the other side. So what I'd do is a spotting scope on one, bottle of water on the other, tripod strapped to the outside, and then everything else on the inside, and you're good for the day. So that's it. I mean, that's that pack. It's a really simple, really effective pack. It's got a nice pattern on it. You know, if you wanted something bigger, they have bigger packs, so think about what you want. But I was just using this mainly for just a day pack, lightweight, in and out. And it straps to the frame, so we'll take it off, we'll go over the frame. There's just 4 strap points, which is really nice when you shoot something and you want to load up and take the pack out. There's not a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's not complicated. It takes 2 seconds. All you do, pull these straps off, which for, you know, loading out on your first trip, you can just take off your top straps. I mean, if you wanted to, you could just loosen them, right? And then you have a meat shelf here. You're going to put your meat in, and then you can strap them back on for that first trip out. And then if you want to take the bag off entirely for the rest of the packing of meat, it's the same thing. It's just 2 more straps, 1 on each side. Right there. And then right there. So there you go. So I'll throw in a photo of the pack in use. I didn't take any videos. I wasn't doing video stuff at the time. In use with meat as well. But yeah, that's the pack, that day pack. So separate from that is the frame. Now they have 3 frames. This is like the mid-level, the Cascade frame. They have a larger capacity frame, and then I think it's the Rogue is the smallest frame. These are composite plastic frames. They have some flex, so they're not, you know, rigid like metal. They're very durable and very strong. I think the frame with the hip belt and everything weighs like 3.7 pounds. So it's not insanely light, but it's also manageable. It's pretty impressive in terms of how much weight you can stack on this thing. They say it's tested to 180 pounds, so you could technically strap your buddy to it and carry him off the mountain, although I would not recommend that. But it's also warranted, so guaranteed not to break, which is nice. From what I understand, they make these composite frames for the military. This one specifically, I haven't seen listed like on eBay or anything like that. But the Rogue frame, I do see those for pretty cheap, listed secondhand. So if you want to save some money, I don't think it'll be the same quality shoulder straps, hip belt, and whatnot. But if you wanted one of these composite frames with, I don't know, I might order one just to mess around and see if it's worth it. They're like $30 generally. But that would be the Rogue frame. You see them on eBay here and there. But I don't see this Cascade frame set up on there as much. And this one has this like kind of wing out here, which, I mean, you could probably be fine without it, but I've found that that's really nice for lashing. When you have a heavy meat load, it kind of sits into that. So that's been a nice thing. Like, meat really settles nicely on this frame when you have big loads. And this meat shelf is nice and long. It's got, kind of permanent solid straps on the bottom, and then 3 straps on each side. And again, just the simplicity is really nice. You can just loosen these up, loosen up the other side, you put your meat in, and you're good to go. This year I did, some more overnight type stuff. You can see it's covered in blood still. I ended up hunting out of a Seek Outside pack, which I really love. But I still kept this along just to have it to carry meat, because it's really, really comfortable for me with a heavy load. I found, I don't know, something about this pack just fits me right when it's really, really loaded down. One thing about it that I don't love, but this is an issue with a lot of frame packs, is it gets a little creaky when you have a bunch of weight on it. If your day pack is kind of heavy, you'll hear it when you're archery hunting kind of creaking a little bit, but it's not terrible. I mean, my other packs do the same thing. So turn it around here. You've seen how the meat shelf works. Here's the part of this pack that is really impressive for me, is this hip belt. It is super comfortable. So I have 2 of these side pockets on here. I can keep a rangefinder handy, keep some calls or whatever I need in the other one. That's nice, easy access. Those are add-ons that they sell, so it doesn't come with those stock or whatever. But this hip belt's great. It's super heavy duty, nice big buckle, nice big strap, and it's just really easy to adjust when it's on you. And it seats really well on your hips. Nice padding. I mean, I don't know, that hip belt is so comfortable for me. I wish I could put it on every other pack I have. And then the shoulder straps as well. They're just nice padding. They fit really well. Everything's durable. You have some load lifters, which isn't, a huge factor because you don't have any pack extending above them. So that's more just to keep everything tight. But yeah, I mean, this has really been a fantastic pack. I know I have, the other pack now, but I think I'll keep on using it, especially for day hunts. You could get the bigger bags and go overnight, do it however you want. But if you're looking for just a rigid, really kind of badass pack, I think these are great. The company is also really responsive and made in the USA. Hard to beat that. They're good to work with. Last thing that I should have mentioned, you can see this right here. This is how you adjust the shoulder straps. So you can get the height of these just right. You just pull this thing out, and then you can slide them wherever you want, and you put it back in just to peg that position. Which, when I first saw that, I was kind of like, how's that going to just stay in there? And I've never had a problem. It's never shifted or come loose or anything like that. It's just kind of set in the strap positions. Yeah, that's it though. Great pack. Nice back panel. Not super breathable on the back panel, but I don't really mind, and I don't know. I would totally recommend this if you're just looking for something solid and versatile. And the fact that you can buy multiple bags, swap them in and out for day stuff, overnight stuff, long expedition stuff, I think is a really advantageous thing. And then yeah, meat shelf works great, and it also has a bladder here. Should have talked about that as well. So when you're packing out, I like this little bladder. I'll just throw a bottle of water and anything I need in there for the pack outs for each trip, and that's it. Good solid pack, good company. Support made in the USA stuff.